Hey everyone, welcome back to the shop. Version 1.8732, start date 1133.4. Just a quick one. We're about to head up to Tail of the Dragon. So I did trailer prep before, and the trailer is all prepped, and it's actually almost loaded. Obviously, the car's not on there yet. I wanted to go through some of the stuff that in the years that I've been going down there, some of the stuff that I regularly take to Tail of the Dragon, just in the car with me when we're going on the drives. This is one of those things where you're going to be it's like going on a hike, but you're with your car and you're kind of isolated from communication and you're relying on roads that should be there, but you don't know them very well. They're kind of, single lane roads. And so this is stuff to help you out on your trip when you're, out cruising for the day. First off, make sure your car's 100%. Check air tire pressure, check all your fluids, oil, power steering, coolant, brake fluid, all that stuff. Make sure your car's 100% before you do any of this stuff. If you're not going up an embankment, you're going to be going off an edge, and those edges go down a couple of 100 feet. So make sure your brakes work, make sure your parking brake works, and make sure you have, complete control of your car. Next up, speaking of control, 7/10 max. Don't go 10/10. You're not going to win anything by getting there first, I promise. The only trophies that are handed out are by Tennessee State Troopers and North Carolina State Troopers, and those trophies are not cool. So you don't want one of those. So 7/10 at the absolute max, and that's if it's an emergency and you have to get to lunch quick. So don't overdrive your car. Seriously, if you do 3/10, you're going to have a great time. I promise. If you do 5/10, you'll be able to see every single road connected to Smoky Mountain National Park. I promise. So please drive carefully. Be smart about it. Tons of braking distance between you and the car in front. Do not, and I can't stress this enough, do not cross over the double yellow. And just for the folks in the back who maybe got here a little bit late, do not cross the double yellow. And that is because you should not cross the double yellow. You don't have time. I don't care if you are, Max Verstappen. You don't have time to react to that oncoming traffic. If you're over in the other lane, they will get you. And you're going to have a bad day. Stay in your lane. Do not cross the double yellow. They call it down there, they call it touching the mustard. Don't touch the mustard. It is so important. So please slow down, enjoy the roads, have a great time. Don't touch the mustard. So we'll go through some of the stuff that I take on Tail of the Dragon trips, and it's to help you guys out. And some of these are going to be kind of common sense stuff. Some of them people are like, oh, hey, that's a good idea. So I'll bring those to you guys. And I'm going to put it all in the Viper just to show that you can take it all in one car and not necessarily, a Ford Taurus. So we'll start real quick with the necessities. And the Viper trunk is basically empty except for the little spare tire thing. Necessities. Yeah. A case of Rockstar. Absolutely. So we have, where do we want to put them? We'll put them right there. And just kind of on that point, take some bottled water with you. It doesn't have to be cold. You can put it in a little cooler. I have a little Yeti bag right here. Throw some ice in there and take water. It's one of those, you never know how long you're going to be at someplace and you don't want to be without water. Staying hydrated is incredibly important, whether you're at the track, whether you're just doing spirited driving, whether you're hanging out by the pool. Today I was by the pool, it's 92 degrees. I was like, damn, I could use some water. And I actually downed one of these. So water. Put it next to our Rockstar so we don't miss it. Next up, if you're going with a bunch of your car buddies, let's see, who's here? Oh, hey, Liz. Yeah. if you're going with a bunch of your car buddies, you don't want to have the crappiest looking car. So take your simple, just quick detailer. This is Hawaiian Shine from Jack's Wax. Like I said, in my shop, all I use is Jack's Wax stuff. Take a cloth or two. That's all you really need. Just to keep the bugs off your car, and you're going to check it after driving every day. Just keep your car looking good. You don't want to be the ugly car there. Trust me, I know, because I have been the ugly car there. We'll talk about clothes. Obviously, you need your clothes for the weekend. Usually, I'll take an overnight bag, but I can also take a backpack. This also carries all of my live streaming gear. So I'll have a change of clothes and all the live streaming gear, the tripods, phones, all that stuff in the backpack. That also fits in there. This is a bonus one, entirely not necessary, but it's very helpful to have because I can't count how many times I've actually used this thing. And that is a boost box. And this has enough to jumpstart like 4 cars. And this is the Noco Genius, the Noco Boost Plus, the GB40. The new one is the GB45. This one's a couple years old. This thing's awesome. And it comes with little cables. I got the case for like $12 on Amazon. And this will jumpstart a car without having to do jumper cables. It'll actually jumpstart a bunch of cars. So they make this in the GB40. They make the GB70, which is what I have in the truck. They make a couple of different sizes. They make big boys that'll start dump trucks and stuff. So keep this guy in the car. You never know when you're going to need him. He's lightweight. He's not going to flop around. Super, super simple. So next thing, we were talking about clothes. Take some kind of wet gear or warm gear, because you are going in the mountains. So where you're at down below might be 80 degrees, but where you're going up into in the hills, it can be 60 degrees and it'll be a lot cooler. So take a hoodie, take a pair of pants. I got this awesome hoodie that I'm taking from Ryan Cheek Racing, and it's got her kick-ass logo on the front there. So I'm taking this hoodie because it's not super heavyweight, but it's also not lightweight. It's right in the middle. So this is going to work perfect. This thing smells good too. It smells like brand new, but not like China. It's great. Last thing I wanted to go through, and this one's a little more complex. So it might take a little while, and you guys might click away after this one. I just need a minute to hydrate. So this, and I'll set this to the side. These are my radios, and these are low power, handheld, 5-watt radios. These are the Baofeng UV5GR. And these things are great. Now, there is a tiny catch with these. So up there is almost no cell service. Now, the good news is iPhone users, we have access to Starlink. We'll see if that works or not, because that's brand new. Haven't tried that out yet. So we'll see if that actually works. When you're up there and you're lost, it's hard you won't have GPS, you won't have cell service or anything like that. These are a great way to communicate with the other cars and find out, hey, do I go left up here? Do I go right? Or I'm really far behind you guys. Where's the next stop? That's great. Now, there is a catch to this. If you want to use these on full power, and if you want to use the repeater system that's up there, which is what fire and rescue and the police and the state troopers all use, if you want to use that repeater system, you have to get a ham operator's license. And it's not that big a deal. It's at the FCC. Just go to fcc.gov, get a ham operator's license, and then you're allowed to use the repeaters. Now, don't abuse it. And also remember, while you're talking, someone else is listening. So just be careful. Don't say, hey, you guys, I just did 150 miles an hour on the Dragon. Someone else is going to hear that. So these guys are great. They're not very expensive. They're about 40 bucks. And there are tons of accessories with them. Now, this guy is very easy to keep, just beside the seat. And then I have a ton of accessories because we also use these for racing. I have a ton of accessories like earpieces. I'll show you guys some of these. So these are like the FBI headset earpieces. These ones are the really nice ones that I like. These are the little Secret Service ones. They wrap around your ear. They stick in your ear, and you have a push to talk here. And again, these guys are cheap. You can get a set of 4 for like 30 bucks or something, and they plug into the radio. Just make sure you get the right kind. These are very specific plugs. Now, here's another catch with the radios. And this is one of the funniest and most ironic things in the entire world. Programming these handheld radios is a disaster. And with the amount of geek level that these things require, that is absolutely shocking. These guys memorize Star Wars wardrobes. So they know when Pokemon Go came out, they won it the first day. That's how geeky these guys are. Programming handheld radios is a huge disaster. There's programs out there. There are now Bluetooth, so you don't need a cable, but it's a huge mess. So be prepared to spend a whole day programming your radios with all the correct frequencies, all the correct channels. If you're going to stay on GMRS, which is the ones you can use without a license, that's fine, but they're only going to transmit on 2 watts and they're not going to go very far, especially in the mountains. If you're going to use the other frequencies, then you're going to need an FCC license and you're going to be using the repeaters. Those are 5 watts and those will work a lot better in the mountains, but still not super great. You'll still have cutouts. So those are a good option, and they're a great option also for around town. If you're in groups, these will work really well. Someone just carries a radio. Hey, you guys, we're going to TGI Fridays. Oh, that's great. We're going to the aquarium. They work great. You stay on the GMRS channels, and they work awesome. They're very tiny. They don't weigh anything, and you can just pick it up and whatever. And like I said, there's tons of accessories for them. Just wear the earpiece and just click it whenever you want to talk to someone. No big deal. The other good part about the earpiece is when you're driving, it's not in the way. You'll have it here on your shirt. You can just go, hey, yeah, I'm lost. And speaking of getting lost, and this is another kind of geek thing, but it's helped me in the past, and hopefully it helps someone in the future. If you're going to these roads and you haven't been there before, go on Google Maps and go to Street View and look at the intersections that you're going to drive. 321, you're going to do Foothills Parkway, you're going to go 129. Oh, that's where Killboy is. Look around and take screenshots and save them to a Tail of the Dragon folder. This way, when you get to a location, even though you don't have GPS, you can look and find it and you can go, oh, this is where I need to make a left to go to 129. Or this is Killboy. If I go down to the right, I'm going to go to Topoco. If I go to the left, I'm going to go to Fontana. So take a screenshot of the Street View, and that way, if you don't have self-service, you'll at least know where you need to go, where you're at. You can put notes on there too. And I've done this before because if I'm going up there and I get lost with the Batshit Crazy group or anyone else, I don't want to, fumble around and just have to go back to Gatlinburg and wait for everyone. So I'm like, oh yeah, this is 441. I know I need to follow this over to the reservoir and then I'll look again. And this way I have it all on my phone, but I'm not, I don't rely on service. So you have that ability to save that stuff. And like I said, we're going to find out if Starlink works. And I don't know for sure. Apparently I don't know, maybe it might just be for emergency situations, but I will definitely get back to you guys and let you know if that works. So I'm going to close this up. And by the way, I have 2 of these cases. One of them has the radios and the accessories, and the other one has all the chargers. So I have 6 radios in total. And I could probably brush that off, but we'll do that for now. What else do I have here? That's it. Clothes on my back. Now we'll load the car and go up to Gatlinburg. So the other thing, and I kind of want to stress this one a little bit. They say it, you know, with a whole bunch of stuff. Never go mountain climbing by yourself. Never, you know, do all this stuff by yourself. I think a lot of that applies to Tail of the Dragon as well. If you can, go with a friend, because when you don't show up at Killboy, then they can send someone back the other way to go find you. And, or, you know, if there's a problem, you ran out of gas or whatever, they can find you. You know, you're not going to be stuck there for hours and hours and hours. Hopefully it's something simple like that. You got a flat tire, you had to pull off. That's what we're all hoping for. We're not hoping for off the edge or up on the embankment. Those are never good. So if you can, go with someone so that they're expecting you. And also you can keep an eye on them. It works both ways. So those are my tips for going to the Tail of the Dragon. If you guys have something that you want to add, definitely put it down there. And on the revisit, when I get back, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about how well all of this stuff worked and how many more cases of Rockstar I need to order and all of that stuff. But I would love to hear your tips on what you have when you go into a place where communication is very low, the speeds are higher than average, and you know, there is a chance. I mean, there's been guys who, motorcycle riders who have gone off the edge and they haven't found them for days, like literally 2 or 3 days. These guys didn't tell anybody they were going up there. They went off the road. They were completely incapacitated or dead immediately, and people never found them until, you know, someone was, you know, riding a bicycle by and looked down and saw, you know, a yellow motorcycle or something, and they're like, oh, hey, I hope that guy's okay, and he's not. So if you can, go with someone. It's just one of those little things. And yeah, if you guys have any other tips or suggestions or whatever, please let me know. I'd love to hear them, and I'll pass them along to all the Viper folks as well. We are heading out of here on Tuesday morning, very, very early, and we'll be up there pretty much all week. I'm going to take the Grom with me. So I'm going to do Foothills Parkway and Tail of the Dragon again. Hopefully not in pouring rain this time. I hate last year trying to run away from that storm sucked. That really sucked. And it got me just before when I just finished Foothills and I was on my way back to Pigeon Forge, and that storm got me and just absolutely drenched me. So I'm going to try and do it in nicer weather this year. It takes a little while on the Grom, but it's going to be worth it. And if you guys are up there at Tail of the Dragon, definitely stop in and see us. The whole Viper crew is going to be staying at the Greystone Lodge, and I would say most of the cars will be in the parking lot at the Greystone, which is across from Ripley's Aquarium. And last count I heard was something like 60 cars. So there'll probably be a few that aren't registered that are coming. So I would say between 60 and 80 cars. So I'm not registered and I'm going. A couple of other people that are going with us from Florida are not registered and they're going. So we'll see how it works out. But it should be a really nice showing in Gatlinburg, not this weekend, but next. And also, everyone have a very happy, very safe Memorial Day weekend. State troopers are out like everywhere. I went up to Home Depot today. I saw 2 state troopers. That's less than 3 miles away. So everyone, please be safe. If you're gonna drink, call an Uber. Find a designated driver. Please, 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 please. I can't say it enough. Anyway, you guys know the drill. You know, you're adults. You know how to do this shit. You don't need me preaching to you. And also, there's a new special on Netflix. I just found out about it today because I follow Mace Curran on Instagram. there's a new special about the Air Force Thunderbirds on Netflix. And so I'm going to try and catch up on that later tonight when I finish up here in the shop. So cool Memorial Day thing to check out. And thanks again for hanging out tonight. I really appreciate it. If you haven't, please hit the subscribe button. I love seeing the new subscribers hop on here. And just as a little tease, I just got a picture from the guy who picked up the limo. So the limo will be here late tomorrow night or very early Monday morning. So we'll have a ton more stuff going on here in the shop. And I'll pretty much be streaming. If I'm not streaming every night, it's because I'm waiting for parts. So we'll get that car hopping and going and out and about. It'll be a ton of fun down here. So thanks everyone for hanging out tonight. Like I said, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Feel free to mention this to friends and share it as well. I appreciate that. I love seeing the new subscribers hop up. That's so cool. You guys are awesome. So don't forget to show someone that you love them today. Give them a kiss on the cheek. Give them a kiss on the tip of their nose. It's really important for them, but it is far more important for you. All right. Thanks, everyone. I will catch you. If the limo shows up tomorrow, I'll do a live stream when the limo shows up with us unloading it. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys on Monday when the limo shows up, and we'll do a live stream unloading it. So thanks, everyone. I will catch you very soon. All right. Have a great night. All right. Loaded and ready to go.